Hello everyone and welcome to the View Marbella. Today we are meeting Simon Boxus, commercial director here at the View, who will give us a short overview of the process of buying a property in Spain. Simon, do you see people a little scared about the process of buying a property in Spain?
Indeed, with the majority of our clients coming from other countries, people can be a little bit intimidated. I mean, we are talking about a different legal frame, different systems, different tax implications, etc., that people are not familiar with. So therefore, yes, at the beginning, it can be a little bit intimidating for them.
What are the main steps in purchasing a property in Spain?
Obviously, when you have found your dream home, you will be requested to place a holding deposit on the property. Important thing is to actually make sure that this holding deposit is actually refundable until you have the time to do your due diligence. Step 2 will be to go into a binding contract called a private purchase contract to actually really be fully committed to buy the property. At that moment, totally non-refundable. And the third step will be to go to notary and take the possession of the property.
What associated costs can you expect?
Two big differences into the property purchase in Spain is whether you buy an existing property or a new build property from a developer. If you buy a resale property, an existing property from a current owner, you would have to pay a transfer tax for the title deed of the property. If you buy a new build property from a developer, you will buy VAT at a rate of 10%. There is other associated costs such as the notary fees, the stamp duties, the registration fees. Altogether, for this, if you actually forecast on about 3%, you should be all in. You would also have a little supplement if you decide to use a lawyer, or if you decide to actually buy through a mortgage, there would be a little fee for the registration of the mortgage as well.
Do you need to register as a property buyer?
Yeah, the registration as a person to be able to buy a property in Spain is needed indeed. It is a number as a foreign property owner in Spain. The letters for it stand as NIE, and it is needed before you actually take the title deed of the property. Normally, people will use a lawyer, and the lawyer will actually make sure that this procedure is done right at the beginning of the process of purchasing the property, even at the time of the private purchase contract.
How easy is the registration process, utility connections, etc.?
For somebody that is not from here, for a foreign buyer, as most of our clients are, the registration process would not be the easiest thing. Spain is quite bureaucratic. There is quite a few administration steps to go through. Although it is not a complicated process, it is still a very manual process. Obviously, a lawyer would take care of everything for you, and part of his services would ensure not only that the property is registered in your name, if a mortgage needs to be cancelled from a previous buyer, they would ensure that this is done, but you would also, part of the service, connect the water, electricity, and all services needed to the property.
What would be your advice to buyers from abroad to ensure an easy and smooth process?
The major advice would be really to use a lawyer. Some people actually think, okay, fine, I'm going to save a few hundred pounds or euros, etc., on not using a lawyer. Now, when you buy in your home country, you actually go through a full due diligence to ensure that your purchase is a safe purchase. So why would you not do that when buying abroad, especially in a frame that you are not familiar with? So therefore, the saving of not paying a lawyer's fee is not advisable. The lawyer will actually ensure that all of your interests are protected and actually do the full work for you. Normally, a lawyer will charge 1% of the property price, which in the scope of the investment is really worth it. So that would be the strongest advice. Go speak to a lawyer right at the beginning of the process and make sure that your investment is safe and protected.